All lives matter, but in these crucial situations, black lives gotta matter to black people. For a long time we ain't been equal. Guys, here from Inglewood, California. Today is another segment of Wisdom by Drew podcast, and I have none other than actually he's like a brother, he's a great friend, and also we do a lot of business together. Probably one of East Coast's best cinematographers we have, man. What's up, bro? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, man. I appreciate you bringing me on your show, man.
This is Dougie, y'all. He's one of the best cinematographers, and I just want to pick his man because there's a lot of people just want to know, and they're inquiring about what he does and how we do it. So I'm just here to just give y'all the exclusive interview with him. So how did you get started with cinematography? Like what was your mindset, or how was your everything set up to get started with video directing, movie directing, producing, anything you do? How did you get started with this?
So originally, back in 2012, 2011, I was an up-and-coming rapper, and around that time I decided it's time to shoot a music video. So I'm inquiring with other videographers and cinematographers around the Pittsburgh area, and I wasn't working with a lot of money. I was in college. My daughter was first born, so pockets a little tight. So I'm like, all right, I got about $200 to put toward a video. Put toward my dream, and at the time that was a lot of money, and I was still going to invest in myself. But when you talk to some other videographers, they want $400 or $500, and you know what? They may have been good enough. But I just didn't have that, and they wasn't trying to work with me, and ultimately, I decided to try my hand at videography. So I bought a camera, and I got to work. So that's originally how I started to do my own music video.
It definitely take a lot of courage, because like people just don't believe in themselves much. So I'm happy to hear you say that, because I'm pretty sure the fans want to know. Just there's that kid out there, or there's that person out there that want to do the same thing you do. Mm-hmm. And they probably want to know how I get my start. So there you go. He's telling you what he did to get his first inkling of start in the business. Mm-hmm. Another thing I was wondering about. I heard that you've done that A-Town movie. You guys helped do a little bit of the video concept of the creation there. Give us a little insight of how that went and how you got started with that.
Oh, the A-Town movie. That was definitely a team effort. Shout out director, CEO-ish, Josh YNC, Hingo, and Kirk, and all the actors and background people, Kiki. We have some dope people on that set. And originally, how I got started with that is the rapper Crazy E. Shout out Crazy E, my brother. He brought me down there because he was actually one of the background people for the movie. And when he brought me down there, I just started vibing with people down there as a cameraman, because I went down there just to record him being down there, like a day in the life of Crazy E. And one thing led to another, and I ended up actually staying on set because the director, CEO, he said, hey man, we're recording tomorrow if you want to come down, 9 a.m. And the rest is history. Got the ball rolling, and we're actually in talks of making the A-Town Part 2. So we'll see. That's early stages though.
Opportunities get created off opportunities.
Yeah.
With great people. That's good. And also, as I've just been scrolling down your timeline, actually I'm a fan too. I just want you to know that.
I appreciate that.
No
man.
problem. So I see you did a whole bunch, well, not a whole bunch, but a couple different things on Netflix. Can you tell the people about that if they don't already know?
Yeah. So I worked on the project Mindhunter on Netflix. Season 2. I wasn't on season 1. It was a season 2. So I was, one of my dreams to be on that show was to actually be the cameraman, but I was a production assistant. You got to start from the bottom, work your way up. And I'm in talks with one of the assistant directors, second AD directors. And next time season 3 happens, because of COVID, it postponed a lot of shows. Y'all don't know that. It postponed everything. And next time I hop back on, I'm gonna be in the camera department. So season 2, Mindhunter on Netflix. Go check that bad boy out. It was a great experience. You learned a lot.
Definitely go check that out. And now on Wisdom by Drew podcast, we have a segment called Wake Up and Be Awesome questions. So that's what I read out of my book, my Wake Up and Be Awesome questions. So I'm going to ask Dougie a couple questions out of here just to enlighten y'all, see where he's at, see how sharp his mind is. Okay, the first question I have for you today on Wake Up and Be Awesome. What's one thing you wish you would have known before you began your career in cinematography?
You know what? I wish somebody would have warned me that there's so many people offended by that, and basically like hating and want you to not do it. You know, and there's just so many people who don't want you to succeed, and of course everyone knows that. But you know, when you actually see it for yourself, when you on the grind and upcome, it's ridiculous. It makes you mad, and you just can't believe somebody who doesn't know you wants you to fail so bad just because you competition or potential competition. You know, so that's crazy. I wish somebody would have really warned me, but I didn't have a mentor in cinematography when I first started. So, and you know, I don't regret that. You know, I'm self-taught with everything. Nobody can say they taught me anything. So I pride myself on that. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Question number 2. What's your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
My biggest failure? Oh, man. You know what? I'd say the biggest failure of mine is not believing in myself sooner. Because had I started sooner, I'm assuming that I will be more successful at what I do. Because if you start late, that means you're successful late. That's kind of how I approach, you know, that question. Okay.
Question 3. What advice would you give someone wanting to pursue a similar career to yours?
Do it. Do it now. Doesn't matter how old you are. Get into it. I get it. You know, our people, you know, we kind of limit ourselves. You know, never limit yourself. Never start off by saying you can't do something. Try it first. Try it first, and you'll know whether you can pick it up off the bat or you got to work a little harder. Either way, it's fine. You know, not everybody can start at level 10. Not everybody can do that. Sometimes you got to start at level 1. There's nothing wrong with that. So do it now. That's my advice. And be serious about it. You know, don't half-ass it. You know, even if you start it as a hobby and gradually take it from there, that's okay. Because I get it. Sometimes when you're interested in something, the first couple times you do it, it's a chore. But after that, it's going to be nothing. You're gonna want to do it.
Dope. Moving right along. Number 4. What are the best resources that helped you along your way? Like, you can just give me like 1 or 2. You don't have to draw it out.
Resources. Your internet, man. What a time to be alive. Anything you want to know, you can research it. One thing about this field, you don't have to go to college for it. I'm not saying not do it, but I'm saying if you don't do it, you can still make it. You know, now however you learn, if you learn well in a classroom, that's fine. That is absolutely fine. But I didn't take that approach for this field anyway. You know, I went to college, but not for cinematography. So one of your best resources is the internet for this field. You know.
Now, just dealing with like people that inspire you. It says, who are 3 people who have been the most influential along your journey?
For our cinematography. So I'm one of those people who may have a mentor in the field that I don't know. You know, you might look up to like Azay Productions, you know, from Chicago. You know, he's doing his thing. I know his story. And so I looked at a lot of things that he was doing. You know, he followed me back on Twitter, and I was geeked, you know. I was like, all right, now, you know, I can DM him now. But I never did. You know, I just followed everything he did. So that's one of my mentors. Another mentor is back when I was 15, you know, at my job, I had a mentor, you know, Mr. Nate. You know, he was in the film world, you know. If I had any questions, I would probably go ask him. So he's probably the only person I would probably ask a question or two. But, you know, he's so busy, he couldn't really mentor me. He would just answer a few questions when he walked past. So I had 2 mentors per se, you know.
Okay, that's pretty cool. It's funny. Every time like I talk to someone and they ask me what inspires me, and I give them people that inspires me or that I was influenced by. T.D. Jakes is one of my favorites. I like him. It's just some inspirational things that I can build upon just in everyday life, not just with podcasting, but just with everyday life. So definitely you need them inspirations, people to inspire you. That's dope. Moving along, what is one common myth about the profession of cinematography? What's one common myth?
So there's a lot of assumptions with videography. So I specialize in music videos, and I've seen a lot of people come to the shoot and don't know their lyrics, and they say, well, can't you make me look like I know the lyrics? I can just move my mouth a little. No. We're not magicians. learn your song now before you come to me. It's okay, but you learn your song. You're gonna make my job a lot harder, and ultimately you might not like the project if you try to force something on me like that. So that's a myth. Learn your lyrics now. That's a myth.
All right, so I'm a podcaster. I'm learning about what you do.
Yeah.
But if you could step in my shoes, what question would you ask me?
Ah, man, that's a nice little question. If I was in your shoes, I would probably ask where you see yourself in 5 years. I hit you with the old school question.
Okay, that's actually good. It's funny, I ask people that question, they get stuck. They be like, I don't know. So thanks for answering that question. 'Cause that was probably one of my shake-up questions.
Yeah.
You be thinking, then you be like, oh, let me think about this for a whole quick second.
The old school. Yeah.
You got one. Question number 8. Where can we listen or connect with you online? Anywhere, any platform that you have, where can we connect with you as the fans? Because we're all fans of yours.
So, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. At Dougiekingxx, all one word. Dougiekingxx with 2 X's. Dougiekingxx Productions. And you can find me at that handle everywhere. So, and I'm not hard to get in contact. Just make sure you're serious when you contact me now. And be down payment ready. Don't think... I take my craft extremely serious, and I don't like people wasting my time. But you know what? Definitely hit me if you're serious, because I'm serious. So
definitely, and don't be scared to spend money. You spend money for quality, people. That's what we spend money for. And in my last question, my podcast is Wisdom by Drew Podcast. What does wisdom mean to you?
Wisdom. So you could approach that question a lot of different ways. So wisdom is, in my opinion, is whatever field you pick up, know about it. Know as much as you can. You're not going to get it overnight. And no matter how long you've been in your field, there is always more that you can learn. Like, that's wisdom to me. To know your craft like the back of your hand, that it becomes second nature. That whatever you're doing, a cartoonist, graphic designer, a rapper, whatever field, violinist, if you run into a problem, to be able to fix it because you have the wisdom to know what went wrong. So that's how I would approach it.
Definitely. Well, that's it for a segment of Wisdom by Drew Podcast. Man, I want to thank Dougie Productions for spending this quality time with me, just so you as the fans can learn about him and see what he got going on, the things that he's done in his past. So I'm grateful he was here, so y'all shared this experience with me. Until next time, we bees out.
Y'all really keep me the best.
Drew, all lives matter, but in these crucial situations, Black lives gotta matter. To Black people,